Hey, sorry it's been so long since I put out a video. I was out of the country for a couple weeks back in Texas, getting caught up with doing some things there, spending some time with my family and other things like that. And then I was studying for my nursing exam. So perhaps if you've seen the videos, you remember that I took the exam for my nursing license in Sweden, and it was a Swedish examination. I took it in December of last year, so a few months ago. I only had about a little over a year of studying Swedish, so I was kind of limited. Plus, it's medical Swedish, so that's a whole nother thing. And I missed passing the examination in December by about 2.5 points. So I was pretty close, and I was really studying really hard, but I wasn't really super feeling confident this time around. So, as the title of this video shows, did I pass the exam? Drumroll. Yes, I passed the test. I just found out Friday night. So I took the exam about 2 days after I got back from Texas, and I had to go up to Gothenburg to do that. And this is the first time that I've heard of the examination being done on the computer. So, as far as I know, up to this point, it's been on paper. That's how I did it when I was in Kalmar and took the exam there. So this time it was on a computer. You still had to type out the words, but it was a lot nicer having it on a computer, I felt, because you know exactly how much space that you have to write out your answers. You don't have to worry too much about, your handwriting, things like that, hey, are they going to be able to, understand what I'm writing because my handwriting's so sloppy. So that was really cool. There were a few multiple choice questions, but most of it was you had to fill in a box with an answer in Swedish. The exam that I took, there was a portion that was about stroke patients. And it seems to be a lot of stuff on these exams covers palliative care. That's a big deal. So, a lot of questions on end of life care. But yeah, I passed the exam, and that was Friday night that I found out, and I was like bouncing up in the air, walking on clouds. I was so excited because this has been a huge stressful thing for me, trying to pass this test. And I feel like that, and one other thing in my life, which is waiting on migration verdict to give me approval to stay here a bit longer so that I can get a personal identification number. Those two things were like holding me so much back in my life here in Sweden. And now I also have more good news. The immigration people here did approve my extension. So they've granted it. Sadly, it's only to June, but it's better than nothing. Now I can start the process of trying to get the person number. And so, yeah, so they approved it through June just because, it's retrodated to the day that you applied. And I applied in June 19th of last year. So I think the only reason they did it because I had some other people in my class that had applied for this extension. I explained to them, I wrote an email, and I'm like, it's getting down to the wire. I've got some health issues. I have no health care. Ironically, I've come to Sweden as a nurse to take care of people, and I don't have access to healthcare myself. So here I'm taking care of patients with things like diabetes, and I can't even go buy a glucose meter for myself in the pharmacy, cash pay, because I haven't been to see a nurse here because I don't have a personal identification number. It was like 2 weeks after writing that email. They didn't answer the email, but I got an immediate response, and they're like, your request has been granted. So I don't know if it had anything to do with it. I kind of feel it did because I have other people that are still waiting on an answer, and they applied the same time that I did. So I guess that's something to think about. If they're taking a long time and you have a situation like me where I've been having some issues with being really tired lately and some vision problems. And so I was kind of suspecting maybe I'm starting to have the signs and symptoms of diabetes. But I had nothing that I could do to check, access to blood, getting a blood test, or being able to stick my finger myself. So, yeah, I guess if that comes up for you and you're here and you're waiting and they're taking forever to give you a decision, like with me, I guess send them an email, and what could it hurt? See if they can speed up the process for you. So yeah, lots of good things going on. Had a really cool thing happen today. I was at IKEA buying some stuff, and I heard a voice that I actually recognized, and it was a fellow YouTuber who lives in Sweden. He's a British guy. Maybe you've heard of him. I don't know. His name of his channel is Being Sweet English. I'll leave the link down below. But it was kind of cool because I heard him back behind me in the line talking to his family. And I didn't want to interrupt or, kind of make him feel like uncomfortable or anything. So I just waited until he was about done eating. He was kind of eating over in another area. And when he was about ready to throw his stuff away, I came up to him, was like, hey, don't want to interrupt or anything like that. He was so cool, really nice guy. That's the second time this has happened to me, being in Sweden, running into other YouTubers. So it's kind of a cool experience when that happens. This is a neat platform to be able to meet people. So that's kind of what's going on with me right now. Next things for me, I can start now my 3-month, I guess it's like an internship, you could say, working as a nurse here. So that starts now. Once I learn a little bit more about how that works, I'll post a video about that for any of you that are nurses that are thinking about doing that here in Sweden, trying to get your nurse license. If you're trained from another country. So I'll put more information out on my YouTube channel about that. Other things going on for me, I also got to do the practicum exam. So it's like you're, putting in a catheter, I guess, and starting IVs and that sort of thing. They check off on your skills and make sure you know what you're doing. So I'll be preparing for that pretty soon. Going on a little road trip to Norway with a buddy of mine from Texas. So hopefully I can be able to put some stuff out from there. I am working on another video as well about my trip to America. I did have a bit of reverse culture shock, even though I've only been in Sweden just over a year and a half. So that was kind of an interesting experience for me. So I'll be putting that up. So this is just a quick little update and let you know, hey guys, I'm still alive. I'm still here. And thank you for your patience waiting for me to put out a new video. Thank you guys for your support, and you'll have an awesome rest of your day. Take care.